Hello, everybody. I'm going to be doing a draft because I saw this format where it's just straight three packs of Born of the Gods, and I thought to myself, that looks like a really good time. Um, it gets you a lot of the new cards, which is really cool because you can sell them for pretty good money right now. It's also an 8-4, so unlike the last like 10 drafts that I've done, these will actually expire as soon as I lose. So the goal is not to lose. Imagine. That seems that seems like quite the concept. All right, so what do we have here? Aglet's Reward, which I said last time was really, really good. Asphyxiate, which is fine. I heard good things about it. I haven't played with it yet, so I'm not sure how often the untapped creature part matters. Probably if you're on the back foot, it's going to matter a lot more, but we'll see. Elite Skirmisher, I played with him at the pre-release, and he was really good. Because this is triple Born of the Gods, it's possible you could draft like every loyal Pegasus and just make a really kind of silly deck with that. Hold the Bay is not a consideration. Nyxborn Wolf is really good as well. There's a rare in the pack, and it's Temple of Enlightenment. I don't think those are going to be worth more than like a tick or two, so I really don't want to bother with them. But I think even though there's a lot of good white in these two cards in the pack, and maybe even this one too, I'm going to take the Acolyte's Reward. I just think it's a super powerful card. Um, and I don't know. This might not be the right pick. I mean, remember having last time, but I think it's just solid. All right. So what do we have here? Well, we have a Fall of the Hammer, which is super good. Um, but we also have a Vanguard of Brimaz, and it's a 2/2 for 2 with Vigilance. And yeah, it's double white, but even if it's a 2/2 on turn 3 with Vigilance, that's still fine. And when you target it, you get to put a 1/1 cat on the battlefield, so that's pretty good. Um, I don't think that much else here. Like, this is fine if you can get it going, and there's more asphyxiates, and I could be just completely missing on a great card here by passing two in the first couple packs, but I still don't know. I don't think it's going to be a great card. Sorcery speed removal that's conditional for 3 mana. Maybe. I don't know. Especially if they're beating down. But I think I'm just gonna take the Vanguard. Fall of the Hammer is super good, but at the same time, Vanguard's also seems really good. So, oh, okay. Well, we got a second Fall of the Hammer. Um, Everflame Eidolon. I don't know how to pronounce words. I think it's a good card, but this is fine. I mean, it gains you some life and then eventually gets outclassed. It's a 2/2 for 2. A bear is fine, but with this being in the pack, it's a pretty good symbol that red is open. We saw Fall of the Hammer in the last pack as well, so I don't think the person next to us is in red. So I'm going to take this. It's just really good, and if we can get in the red-white heroic deck, I think it's more powerful in this format than it is in the previous one, because it has a lot of really powerful red spells, which really helps it out a lot. All right, so we got a skirmisher, a guide, um, divination's fine. That's not a good card. I don't understand why they need to make a 2/2 for 2 that had downside. Like it just it just kind of seems bizarre. That's not a good card. Snake is good, but at the same time, it's not great, and our cards aren't really. I don't think we really want to go into green. I think there's enough good white that we can just stay in white. Revoke Existence is really good, but I think I'm just going to take Elite Skirmisher. It does a lot of work um, as a 3 mana creature for three. It's a 3/1, and with the Fall of the Hammer, you basically get a Lightning Strike that also taps a second creature, and it's also just targeted with anything, and you can start beating down with it. So the 1 toughness matters less on it because of that. Exile target tapped creature. All right. Rise to the Challenge is fine. I always thought this card's good. As you saw in my last draft, it has a lot of upside. Crypsis is good as well. These cards are both. This card's fine. This card I think is bad. Um, hmm. I mean, this is a good card, I think, and the blue seems fine as well. Hmm. Do I just take a Pegasus? I mean, if I'm playing an aggressive deck, the Pegasus is probably fine. Because I'll be having things to attack and block with. But I think I'll take the removal spell. I think it's just better than the rest of this stuff. Because I think tapped creature is going to be something that you're more likely to have. Although, I guess we are the beatdown, so that was probably the wrong pick. Yeah, that was probably the wrong pick, now that I think about it. Well, oh well. That was wrong. All right, so we have a lot of really good bestow creatures here. This is the flamethrower 1/1, flamethrower fire breathing. We have the Rollicker and the Shield Mate, so all the cheap bestow creatures. God Favored General is fine. I don't really like it that much because you have to get in with a 1/1 on turn 3. That's hard to do. But I think I'm just gonna take the Shield Mate. I think it's the most powerful of the group. It has the extra toughness that it gives as well, so you can not feel too bad about just running it out there. Dawn to Dusk, no. Hold at Bay, no. This pack really doesn't have too much going on in it. I think we'll just take the Reveler. Because, sure, right? We only have, what, one enchantment right now? Yeah. This is probably just the pick. It attacks, it blocks, it can occasionally get some value out of it. Rise to the Challenge or a Loyal Pegasus? I'm just going to take the Pegasus. Black has some cards in it, but I don't think it's enough to signal that it's open. Alright, another Pegasus. Farragax Giant as a finisher in our deck. It just comes down as a 5/5 for 5. Or, if we're going for an aggressive deck, which it kind of looks like we are, we can get them with that. That seems good. Basically, we're going to hopefully be in a position where they have to give us a 5/5 for 5. That's the goal. I think we want to just cut this rather than anything else. I'm not probably playing a Great Heart. We'll take the Scouring Sands. There's a surprising amount of creatures with 1 toughness in this format. So if we run into the deck that's running a lot of X1s, or has something like a Brimaz, to make us very sad, we can just, bring that in and take out all of the creatures that he has accumulated. Due to his ability to just make dudes when he attacks and blocks. So he's attacking with like 5 power and then the next turn blocking with 7. That card is insane. I don't understand how someone can beat it. I'd love to open it though. As much as I think the card's like stupid, it still dies to removal and stuff, so it's fine. I'll hide you. I'll take you and hide you. Alright, so our deck is aggressive. I would like to get the Fall the Hammerback that we passed, but that was really far-fetched that it would come back around. But we have some good stuff. Some good early game stuff, so if we really want to get going or stuff like that. Searing Blood. Archetype of Aggression and Spirit of the Labyrinth. Sphinx Disciple's good. Sipsis is good. Strike Harpy I think is good, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I think we have 3 really good cards here. Archetype of Aggression is really good just because it, is a 3/2 for 3 with Trample. End of statement. It also has the additional upside of giving other things Trample. And getting rid of your opponent's Trample, which could be relevant I don't think with our deck as much, but we're going to be wanting to do the trampling. But Spirit of the Labyrinth is a really good card. It's a 3/1 for 2, which is good in an aggressive deck. And it probably is going to be worth some money. And then there's Searing Blood, which is just removal. The issue is that it's kind of awkward because we have a lot of early white, but I think I just want to take the removal here rather than the Spirit. Oh, if that thing's worth money, I'm going to be upset. Everyone at home is probably like, oh my god, how could you not take that? That card's worth like $10. And I'm probably going to be crying later, but hey, it's fine, it happens. So let's see what we got in this pack. Sun Chaser, I think, is bad. If we had like 5 Loyal Pegasus, then I would take one. Because then we could go Pegasus, Sun Chaser, and then put him on a clock really, really quickly. But I think the Skyguard's just the pick. It's the slightly smaller Pegasus. And that's good, right? Just a slightly smaller Pegasus. Other cards that we have the option of doing things with is like Fearsome Temper, which I think I'll probably wheel. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah. So we're just going to take the Skyguard. I don't think it's really that close with the rest of the cards in the pack. Whims of the Fates. That's a card. Everyone makes 3 piles and then sacrifices it if they choose the wrong pile. It's kind of hilarious. It's very highly skill testing. But at the same time, there's a bolt of there's cards that are actually good. I'm just going to say that. This card is interesting. There are good cards in the pack. Kragma Butcher is good. It's a 2/3 for 3, so it'll typically be able to get in for at least one swing. And then it'll, get +2/+0 and begin to swing in, making it kind of difficult for people to block because they probably don't want to block on it because it's probably going to trade up. But we also have both of Keranos, and deal 3 damage to something, and scry 1 seems pretty good. Even though it is at sorcery speed. And we have a decent amount of removal at this point, but I think it's fine. Another Whims of the Fates. And another Acolyte's reward. I'm going to take the reward. Having 2 of those is probably fine. Although I do have to remember that I need Devotion to White to cast it, so I might want to start picking up. If there's a Skyguard. No, we only have 8 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 white permanents. I think I'll take the Skyguard this time. Maybe people don't know this card's good. I can dream, right? Plea for Guidance. What do you do? Search your library for 2 enchantments, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So it's a draw 2 for 6. But you get to pick which 2 you draw. Well, luckily, we are in a deck that has a ton of enchantments. So it's a 6-mana tutor. Charging Badger is really good. I think it's very underrated in the format because it's terrible. And people believe me when I say that. It's a 1/1 for 1. How is that ever good? Yes, you can bestow it and live the dream, but he just doesn't care. I'm insulting him right to his face. He doesn't even care. Do we want a second giant or a second 2-drop? I think we'll just take the giant. I'm not gaining life, by the way, in case you're wondering why I wasn't paying attention to the other white card in the back. Alright, Dawn to Dusk. Ooh, Liar seems really good. If they resolve a fatty that I can't get through, this card can come down and do some really good work. I think I need more creatures at the moment, so I don't think I want to start investing in that stuff. Ooh, Fanatic of Xenagos? Jeez. Do I splash for it? I don't have any fixing. It's that or a Butcher. I mean, this card's just super good. It's a 3/3 for 3 with haste, or a 4/4 for 3. And they have trample natively. It's just really good. I think I just have to take the Fanatic. I think it's just so much better than the Butcher that if I can get some fixing or something, I can take it. Let's take the Relicer. Um, None of the. Oh, what are you still doing? All right. People don't understand what good cards are. I don't think. Um, Turn enchantment card from the graveyard. We don't really have that many that we care about. I don't think. So we don't want that. That card's not good. So I think we just take the temper. I don't think we want to be rummaging either. If it didn't have red tap, or if it had red, if it was just tap, discard a card, draw a card. If it was just rummage, I think it would be a fine card. The issue is it's not. So I'm going to take the combat trick away. We've got another fearsome temper. I guess that's fine. Hmm. Oh, this is a pile of cards. I mean, I hope in the last pack we get some more good white creatures because I want this Acolyte's Reward to be good. I mean, we're in the deck for it. Just go turn 1 Loyal Pegasus, turn 2 Vanguard, turn 3 Skirmisher, turn 4 Swing with Everything, and then just blow them out. I'll take a Badger. And our third Fearsome Temper. Alright, well, we don't need any more of those. So that's good to know. We'll probably run like one of them, depending on how aggressive we are. That can't target players, which makes it kind of annoying. And the mana cost makes it really hard to cast as well. I would enjoy playing with this card. It's just, it doesn't do enough. Like, it basically kills a creature or a planeswalker, but in this type of a deck, you're typically beating down so hard. Yeah, I don't think we want a Flated Conflagration. It's a good card, don't get me wrong, but the mana cost is very restrictive. You're probably not playing it until turn 6, 7, 8. If you can play it on turn 4, then you're really happy, but at the same time, then we have only one white source, and that kind of limits us. But we do have a Thunderbrute and a Pinnacle of Rage to look at, unless we want to go lower on the curve, but I think having at least one curve topper is probably really good. And I think this is the card for it. A 5/5 with Trample for 6, or in just a huge beater. I think he could be the top of our deck fairly easily. Do we want another Bolt? Yeah, I think we want another Bolt. Yeah. I think the Bolt is just the best pick for us right now. Kragma Butcher's in the pack, but I mean, I think we can probably get those back. So I'll just take the Bolt. So that way we can have some removal. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, but we have... No, I have to take the Spirit Binder. This card is awesome. When it untaps, you get to pay 1 in a red and put a copy of something onto the battlefield. So it's basically like Kiki Jiki every turn, but you also get to attack with Kiki Jiki. It's kind of cool. And if you can, like, get stuff out of the way or put something on him the turn he attacks. Because you play him on turn 4, then on turn 5, you get all of your mana. Or the next turn after you play him, you get all of your mana because you're not using the inspired cost. And then the turn after that, that's when you can start making copies of stuff. So you can play him on for 4. Let's say you hit your land drop, you play a big 5-drop, like a giant, and then suddenly the next turn you're making more giants. It's just a really good card. I'm upset I'm passing a Follow the Hammer and a creature that's lower on the curve, but I'm not. This is just insane. Yeah, I think we just take the Butcher here. Or do we cut the Drown in Sorrow? That kind of wrecks us, doesn't it? I really don't want to run into that card. Butcher's good, though. It really is. It's a good card. Not great, but good. Yeah, we'll take the Butcher. I think I'd rather make a really good. Oh, oh, we have a fight at the top for who's going to be the curve topper. Also, good to know that we're in the right colors. It lagged out there, so we ended up picking up an extra card by accident. My apologies. Hopefully there wasn't anything really good in the pack, but I clicked and it didn't do anything, so I clicked again, and then it did something in between the two clicks. My reaction was not good enough. So do we take? I think we take the Phalanx over the Fall of the Hammer. I mean, Fall of the Hammer is really good, but we also have we have Searing Blood, 2 bolts. So I think we have enough removal right now. Well, and then we have that. Yeah, we have a decent amount of removal. I think we just want a really good creature. Sure, we'll take that. A little cheap combat trick. I think we've decided that we have so many really good cards at the top end of our deck that we can just start taking lower drop creatures. I think this deck is going to be good with Loyal Pegasus because there's a lot of early drop creatures. Not as much heroic enablers as I would have liked, but we'll see what it looks like when we actually make the deck. I was kind of hoping to have more of like this type of stuff. I really don't want to take a Sun Chaser, so I'm just going to cut the Necrobite. Ooh, that's nice. I'll take something that's cheap. Sure. Sure. We got a lot of really good cards in that last pack for the red side of it, which makes me think we're probably not going to run the. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we get here. The white kind of disappeared on us at some point. I'm not entirely sure where it went, because we got a lot of really good cards in the first pack. Not really good cards, but a lot of good cards. You could probably just go mono 2 drops with all the reckless revelers that we have. And we never got anything fixing wise, so I don't know if we're going to be able to take the. Sorry. Sneeze, and I didn't want to blow out eardrums, so I moved the mic away from my mouth. Sorry. So yeah. Let's see what we got for a deck here. Probably running you. We'll put the Reckless Revelers off to the side, because I don't know if we're running them. That's a maybe. Don't think we need that. That's for the side. That's in. We'll put one in the main, and then these guys in the maybe. You guys are definitely getting in. You're not. I'll put these over here as like maybes. We're probably going to put one of them in. I just want to see what the curve looks like first. We can probably afford both the Pegasus. Those are good. That's good. That's also good. Burmaz, yep. And yeah, okay. Nope. Jeez. We're... Alright, good. So that looks really good. Let's just get down really quickly with like a Loyal Pegasus and then go right into something else and then just start playing removal spells once we get him on the back foot. How much do we have that targets? We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 that targets our own creatures, so the Sky Guards are probably going to be good, as is the Vanguard. If we go like turn 2 Vanguard into like a Fearsome Temper or Shield Mate, really anything on it that stays on then we're going to be super happy because it's just going to they're going to be in a very tough spot. And this card's just going to be really good for us, I think. Phalanx is fine, I think. Yeah, these cards all seem fine. I don't think we're going to be bringing in any of this stuff over here. Because I think we have enough stuff that targets our own guys, so we don't need the Fearsome Tempers. I think we're aggressive enough and we have enough removal between the bolts and whatnot that we can get away with not playing the Liar. And also, we have a ton of white. I didn't expect us to have this many white permanents. I don't know what I guess the Revelers that were in and stuff like that were messing with me. So this is going to be insane. Typically going to be getting for, prevent 3 damage, steal 3, I would think. Maybe more, maybe less, depending on the situation. And then what do we want for a finisher? Let's see. We're probably only going to put 1 in. Do we want something low on the curve? 1 drop lower on the curve that we can then, so we can, definitely curve out into it and do good work with? Or do we want something like a Thunderbrute or a Forge Stroker that just, when it resolves, your opponent is just super sad? I think we want the Forge Stroker because it has evasion and it has the ability to make stuff not block. So in a deck like this, where that's often going to be an issue, if we do get to 6 mana, we're going to want something like this to come down and be like, okay, none of your things can block, and this thing has evasion. It's very difficult to handle, unless you have, removal, because you can't deal with it in combat, basically, because he's always going to be able to hit 2 creatures and take them out of combat, and that's typically, going to be enough that you can't block this profitably. Or we can just hit, 2 of his blockers that are on the battlefield and just swing with the team for the win or something. So I think this is the pick for the last spot. I mean, Thunderbrute's good. Don't get me wrong. It's really powerful and as is Faragax Giant. The issue is, I think, for my money, if I'm going to be playing something that's above a 4 in this deck, I want it to be Forge Stroker. Because I think it lets us win the game on a stalled board state a lot easier than something like this, which is just going to come down and be a 5/5 attacking with trample, or a 5/5 that, or even just a 3/3 that lightning bolts or lava axes. I don't know where my brain is this morning. All right, so I'm just going to add land. That can't be right. I think it's 9/8. Because we really need to hit white in the early game for our creatures. But we have a lot of double red stuff, so I don't think I want to go all the way down to 10/7. It'd be nice if we had any kind of fixing, but I didn't see much in non-green when we were drafting. So also, I'm curious to see how these Loyal Pegasus work out. They could be absolutely terrible. They could be rubbish, and I end up bringing in just 2/1s for 2. That can attack and block at their leisure, but I see it as it's a free 2-drop when you play another 2-drop, and I'd play a 2/1 for 2 that has that clause, because you're not going to be attacking with it on turn 2, so it's not a lot of pressure. We'll go 9/8. It could be the wrong pick. I might want to go 10/7 because of all the early white creatures, but at the same time, yeah, we'll do this, and we'll see how it works. So I guess I'll see you guys in the first round.